Welcome back to the Summer Learn and Grow video series with the Low Country Food Bank.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to our third and our final video of the summer. We're so happy you could join us again. We've learned a lot this summer, don't you think? So in the very first video, we broke down the different parts of the plant and we explained why each part was so important. Then in our second video, we talked about where our fruits and our vegetables come from. We talked about farmers and the hard work that they do. And we also talked about physical activity and why that's so important for our well-being. And then we also picked our own produce. Do you remember why we did that? Right, to get ready for today's video. We're going to be taking all of those ingredients that we harvested in the last video, and we're going to be creating a simple, fun salsa out of it. Have you heard the term salsa before? Salsa is a Latin American side dish that when it's translated to Spanish, it literally means sauce. So today we're going to be demonstrating how to create a type of salsa called a pico de gallo. It's going to have a little bit less of a sauce consistency, but it's going to have a lot more chunks of fresh vegetables and herbs all mixed in with their delicious juices. So let's get started.
So last week we harvested these yummy vegetables that we're going to combine together to make our pico de gallo. We picked tomatoes, onions, garlic, cucumber, limes, and cilantro. We're also going to be adding some black beans to this recipe for some extra protein, as well as some salt, pepper, and garlic powder for spices, and some whole grain tortillas cut into triangles that we're actually going to bake into delicious homemade tortilla chips. Let's first start by going over just a few basic safety tips for the kitchen and for this recipe. Number 1, wash those hands very thoroughly, and also wash any of the vegetables before you start chopping. Number 2, make sure you keep a clean workspace. Number 3, make sure you're using equipment that is appropriate for you and your comfort level. So if you're chopping vegetables, make sure that you're using a knife that you're comfortable with and that is safe for you. And number 4, we use a bear claw whenever we're cutting food to help protect our fingers. We have 2 very good friends of the Low Country Food Bank, Kella and Ollie, that you likely saw in our first 2 videos, who are going to demonstrate this bear claw for us, as well as guide us through the rest of the recipe. Now, let's make that pico. We're going to start by dicing the tomatoes. This is the base of our salsa. That's going to go in a big bowl when we're done. Next, we're going to dice the onion and peel and mince 1 to 2 cloves of garlic. Once chopped, put the onion and the garlic in a bowl together, separate from the tomatoes. With the chopped onion and garlic in the same bowl, add 1/2 of a teaspoon each of salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and give that a nice mix. Add that mixture to the bowl with the diced tomatoes. Now to add the cilantro. Kella and Ollie are demonstrating a quick and easy way to break up the cilantro. Tear or cut the stems and the leaves of the cilantro into small pieces and toss that in the bowl. Time to mix in that yummy citrus from the lime juice. After carefully cutting the limes in half, we're going to squeeze as much juice as possible into the bowl. Kella and Ollie are demonstrating the best way to do this. Next, we're going to dice up the cucumber the same way we did the tomatoes and add that to the bowl, along with 1 cup of black beans that have already been rinsed off. Finally, we can give that entire bowl another good mix. While mixing, we're also going to lightly smush everything in the bowl together. This is so that all of the juices in the veggies and the flavors of the spices and cilantro can all come together. So while we're making this pico, we drizzled a little bit of olive oil over the cut whole wheat tortillas and put them on a baking pan and popped them in the oven for about 10 minutes, flipping them halfway through and taking them out when they're just getting slightly brown and crunchy. This is going to give us a nice homemade tortilla chip. And there we have it, an easy, delicious, and refreshing pico de gallo snack. Yum! Wow, that is some delicious pico, I gotta say. And who would have thought all of those ingredients came from a different part of the plant? I love the pico with the homemade tortilla chip, but I also love to top my tacos with pico. Or you can also top pico over grilled chicken or fish, or toss it in a salad, or even just have it as its own side dish. How are you going to enjoy your pico? Well, we had so much fun sharing this recipe with you today, and we cannot wait for you to try it for yourself. Now that you all are plant experts, go ahead and see how creative you can get with all of the different parts of the plants that we can eat.
We're so glad you could join us this summer.
We had so much fun learning and growing with you.
Have a safe and fun rest of your summer, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.